South African real estate agencies lose about 40 to 60% of customers because of late responses on WhatsApp. And what I've noticed is that for each client that you are able to respond to much faster, you're able to make an extra 50,000 Rand if you convert them. So why not have an AI agent that actually responds to them on your behalf when you are asleep or when you are busy handling other work that you might have to handle? And that's what I'm going to show you today. I'm going to be showing you how to build real estate agencies, an AI WhatsApp chatbot that responds 24/7, understands your brand identity, understands FAQs, and helps you convert clients literally in your sleep. Because the fastest agency to respond to clients is going to be the agency that dominates the market the most. And I'm going to show you how you can leverage AI, even if you've never coded before, to be able to build this agent either for your own real estate agency or to service real estate agencies around you. Now, let's get straight into it. Hey guys, so here's the AI WhatsApp support agent that I'm going to be helping you guys build in this video. And the full guide that I'm going to show you in this video is how you can build this AI 24/7 WhatsApp support agent. Because what I've noticed is 70% of people reaching out these days are actually reaching out via WhatsApp, and very few of them are calling or even emailing you. So being able to automate your WhatsApp outreach is extremely crucial, or even your client responses. This little tool over here has actually made real estate agencies hundreds of thousands of rands by being able to being the first to respond to them. And so to be able to be the first to respond to them, you now become the go-to expert, and you actually take the clients that many of the incompetent real estate agencies around you have been too lazy to take because they're responding to inquiries too late. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to show you how this works. Hey guys, so we're about to create this AI chatbot, this 24/7 AI chatbot that will be used on WhatsApp for real estate agencies completely from scratch. And I'm going to show you guys how to do this with Claude Code if you have no idea how to code. So the tech stack we're going to use today is going to be Claude Code and N8N. So those are going to be our two main platforms, and we're also going to leverage Facebook Developer and all of those, but you're going to see now. So let's start with the planning phase. So I just placed in the prompt. I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to attach it in the description, but it was a fairly simple prompt. And the whole idea of this prompt was simply that I needed Claude to understand that I'm building a 24/7 AI assistant that would be specifically for real estate agents. And the whole idea of this prompt is such that it's nice and short, but the key here is that you need to be more specific. And what I'm hoping to do with this is that I'm sending it out to be able to get the necessary resource and software and accounts that might need to be created in order for us to actually provide it with the necessary API keys and for it to go in. Of course, there's certain ways that you can go about it that would allow it to be very safe and secure. And there's other ways you could go about it that would make unsecure in any way. So I'd recommend that if you ever use any API keys within Claude as you're building out sessions, ensure that you revoke those API keys as soon as Claude is done doing what it's doing, just because of the sake of hackers and malware that's out there. So yeah, what it's about to break us down is it's going to actually give us the gaps in its knowledge. So that's also what I spoke to about. It needs to give us the gaps in its knowledge. So that's like the content and knowledge gaps. And it also needs to give us like what steps and tools to use in building the software. So this is how you're going to be able to leverage Claude to be able to build AI agents. And as you can see, it's already asking questions that you can answer as well. So for example, let's say it's for WhatsApp only. And is this for a specific agency you're building with, or generic product you'll pitch afterwards? So for now, we'll just say internal prototype or demo. But of course, if you are looking to build this for a specific client, then you'd want to click the option at the top. Do you already have written FAQ or brand voice content? Nope, needs to be written. So what I'm illustrating to you here is a software product that if you already own a real estate agency and you're already experiencing trouble with the things mentioned earlier in this video, then this would be a great way for you to actually build this out that would set you apart from your competitors. However, if you're somebody who's willing to actually build AI systems to service real estate agents, then this is actually something that you could look at as an option to offer to them. Anyway, we have now received the response from Claude. And what has it given us? So it's given us the brand voice. So this template allows us to actually fill in the brand voice, agency name. The nice thing about the template that I've asked it to generate for us is that this is going to be something that can be used over and over again if you're servicing other clients for it. And this would be something that would actually be very useful if you're using it yourself. And so this would be something brilliant. And everything that's there can be found in this projects folder over here, which is the RE support agent. And so we have our FAQ knowledge base, which is a markdown file, and we have our brand voice. But we also have, if I'm not mistaken, our setup guide. And the setup guide allows us to be able to effectively set this up as per Claude's instructions. But where does the Claude agent get the instructions? So what it does is it goes into the documentation of all the necessary resources needed, like N8N, Facebook developer, and based on the documentation, it goes in and finds the best and most efficient and effective way to help us achieve the goal that we've given it. So for this one, it will help us set up WhatsApp Cloud, set up Google Gemini, and set up any of the necessary tools that we'll need for this exercise. And so for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to come up with a made up company that's going to do real estate. So let's use Perplexity AI to come up with a demo project. So let's tell it. So this is the prompt I've given it, and this is nothing special really, but this is just so we can actually get the ball rolling in terms of creating the content. So what you'll want to do is attach the markdown files from the project folder, which can be found within, well, of course, depending on the software you use, it might be a bit harder or easier to find it. Yes, so it's an RE support agent for me. I don't know what Claude might name yours. Sometimes it's actually a very good practice to intentionally name your project folders. So if we look at content, I'll just attach both of these documents and upload them to Perplexity, which should allow it to actually come up with the content much more effectively. So now, as you can see, and by the way, I'm on the Pro plan for Perplexity, which allows me to have a whole bunch of advantages like different models. So for example, I have Sonar, GPT 5.6, Gemini 3.1, Sonnet 5, and all of these great models. But the beauty of Perplexity and the reason why I'm on the paid plan is because Perplexity is actually the best AI tool I know of that is best for research. Now, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to just copy these responses. So we'll look at brand voice filled, and I'll delete all of this and paste it back in there. And then I'll look at the FAQ knowledge base and I'll copy it. And once that's done, I'll go into this FAQ knowledge base and paste everything, right? Just like that. And so what it's done is it's set up an agency, a false agency that we're going to use as our test project, just to demonstrate that we know how to build this. And this would actually build you credibility, just to show them that you actually can do something for them. Or if you're actually looking to build this for yourself or for your own real estate agency, this would be something you could use to actually build your own agency, your own agency's WhatsApp agent. So I'm going to save that, and I'm going to save that. Awesome. So now that that's saved, let's look at the setup guide. The first thing we're going to get before we do anything else is our Gemini API key. And we're going to find that in Google Gemini, but that's going to be in Google AI Studio, right? So it's going to be aistudio.google.com, right? And we're going to be using the free plan for this one. So what you can do is, if you don't have an API key already, you can create an API key and you can name it whatever you want. So I'm going to name it real estate. So we're just going to copy this API key. So the next part, we're going to create our WhatsApp Cloud API test number, right? So what it mentions to us, if we follow the instructions, is that we have to go to Facebook developer. So I'm going to go to Facebook developer, which is actually already open. And I'm going to create an app, and it says type business and add WhatsApp, the WhatsApp product, right? So I'm going to call this app real estate, and we're going to use business messaging, connect with customers through WhatsApp. That's what we're going to do. So now we're going to create the app. Anyway, so we've created the app. And so what I was just looking to explore as well was how then do we then integrate the API, because the developer interface has changed. So let's go back into the setup guide. So what we need from it is a test number, a test phone number. So let's see. Anyway, so now that the app is created, we're going to have to note down the phone number. So we're going to look for that test phone number so that we're able to note it down. So I'm going to help you get there. So we've clicked on the use cases tab. Now we're going to click customize. Now we're going to click tools, and now we're going to click phone numbers. So that's going to be our test phone number. So as I've been setting up this project, I've been looking at the instructions as well, outside the work that you've seen currently. And I've noticed that it wanted me to self-host N8N, which is possible. You can run it through Docker and then use ngrok to create a URL, temporary URL that you can use for a webhook. But unfortunately, well, fortunately, actually, I already have N8N, the pay plan. So I'm going to leverage that instead. So what I've asked it to do is update the markdown file in order to reflect that, which is now what we're going to look at. Perfect. So that's done. So we can create a new workflow and then add a webhook and have everything set up perfectly. Anyway, even though we had found our phone number in the previous step, what we're also going to do is we're going to come back to this tab, which is an overview of your connect on WhatsApp, and we're going to set this up following these steps one by one, which should help us get our phone number. So what we're actually looking for is the phone number ID. And you'll begin to see here that we have our phone number ID and our business account ID. And so let's just test this on a recipient phone number. So I'm just going to use my current one, which should come through on my mobile device. So I managed to get the code from my phone, which is 94349. So now I just need to generate an access token. And this access token is what we're going to use. I believe it's our temporary access token. So this is going to be our temporary access token. So I'm going to keep note of this this tab over here. Perfect. So now the next phase is I'm going to open a new N8N workflow, and you can create a new N8N account here. What you could do, what I would recommend is, for the sake of this video, I mean, if you like N8N, feel free to subscribe, but N8N does allow you to have a 2-week free trial. You don't even have to put in your card details. And so you can go about this free trial, right? And sign into N8N, create your account, and then have that done. And so I'm going to create a workflow, but what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to create an API key, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's go into API keys. So I'm going to go into settings, and I'm going to go to N8N API. I already have one, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to create a new one. This one is the one I'm going to give to Claude Code. This one is going to expire. It's always good to include expiration dates on your API keys. I'll actually have a custom, well, I'll actually have it as all, and I'll call this one real. And that's going to be the name of my API key. So I'm just going to copy that key. And so here's where the magic happens. Now that we've done all that, here's what I'm going to let Claude know. I've updated the FAQ, and let's see the name of the first one that it gave us, and brand voice MD files to match the data of the existing real estate agency. I need you to now build the workflow within n8n for the WhatsApp chatbot using the test phone number from Facebook developer. So here's the Gemini API key. Again, these will be deleted once this whole thing has been created. And again, it's not good to leave your API keys within the chat interface. So Gemini API key. Then we also have our Facebook phone numbers. So our Facebook test phone number, our WhatsApp test phone number is, and our WhatsApp test phone number ID is, that's not it. So we're going to copy it from here. And our WhatsApp business account ID is, there we are. So we've included these credentials, and we're also going to include our access token n8n API. And now it's going to build out the entire thing on n8n. So I'm about to show you what this is going to look like once it's done. Anyway, so the workflow's been built. So what we're going to do is, it's given us the callback URL to paste into the configuration for the webhook. So that's exactly what we're going to do over here. So let's see where we can do that. So I've gone back into tools, and we're just going to look for webhooks, and we're just going to wait for this page to load. And once this is done, we have a callback URL. And let's see if we need a verification token. I don't think we'll need one, but we can ask. So with this question, it's going to provide clarity. And the reason I've actually posted me asking this question is because it's very important that we actually establish the ability to be able to acknowledge how to handle not understanding certain steps. So for example, if you didn't understand the step between looking at Facebook developer and finding where to find a callback URL or what that is, then that's when you can ask for clarity and start to paste in screenshots, you know. So let's verify it and see what happens. So it looks like that part had actually worked. So we've successfully configured our webhooks. So let's go back into n8n. So we have our Northstone property, WhatsApp support AI agent. Right now, the only part was that my credentials, turns out that it had been on an account that had actually had been deactivated or suspended or something like that. So I had to create a new API key, which I'm going to get from here. So I'm going to try out a new API key. So we were at n8n, and that's our API key. So we're just going to test it out. Now let's just test out the workflow and see what happens. So let's publish it actually. Anyway, the WhatsApp chatbot is now ready for testing. So let's test it out. Hi there. What time are your trading hours? So we'll just start with a simple, easy question. So let's see if the agent responds to us. Hi there, our office hours are from Monday from 8. Okay, cool. And as you can see, as it's responding, that it's able to respond to all types of questions regardless of how that happens. And what you're seeing is, regardless of how random the questions are, the agent is always able to adapt to these questions and answer them effectively. Now, this becomes really, really, really useful for companies that you find that you're getting contacts at 9 p.m. at night, which I've seen happen for a lot of real estate agencies that I've worked with. And so what this is going to allow you to do is, imagine being able to now help companies close deals in their sleep. Or if you are a real estate agency, imagine being able to actually close deals in your sleep with an AI agent that actually responds to deals for you ASAP. So this is simply how it works. So let's see this. So it says, great, thanks for clarifying. I don't have access to live listings, but I can arrange an agent. So once this agent, so this is just a prototype, a demo of what's actually possible, right? But you're actually able to provide this AI agent with tools. So you can connect it to calendars, you can connect it to phones. So for example, it can actually contact other agents. So for example, if you have a real estate agent who would need to come in and close the deal, then it can refer it to them, or it can actually hand over progress of what's happening and also store everything that's happened within this memory right here. If we were to configure Supabase, you'd be able to have a larger scope of memory for which the agent would be able to store all of the information. And that is basically how this WhatsApp AI 24/7 support agent works. And as you can see, this support agent does not have sleeping hours. It does not have off days. It is the agent that can actually work for you 24/7 and help you close deals all day, every single day. And so I hope you found this valuable, and I hope you found this information useful. I hope you found this video useful. If you'd like the full N8N workflow and the blueprint that I used without having to go through the entire video to build it out yourself, then click on the link in my description and you'll be able to access the entire thing. And if you'd like to have us build you a workflow like this for your agency, then just feel free to also click on the link in my description and I'm going to be able to service you. So I do offer a range of services between AI education and AI implementation. So if you'd like to actually learn in depth how to build these types of systems yourselves, then also feel free to click on the link in the description. But anyway, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.